Hello, this is June Collier. In this short video, I'm going to explain how to make money selling a covered call option. Later in this presentation, I will use as an illustration a covered call that I recently sold on AT&T. Now, before we get started, I think it's important that I break down what a covered call is, and we can easily break it down by name. Covered call simply means that your option contract is covered by the stock that you own. You must own 100 shares of the stock that you're selling the call option on. Now, when selling a covered call, you are essentially leasing out your stock, and the buyer is renting your stock and has the option to purchase that stock at the strike price on or before expiration date. In this example, let's say you purchase XYZ stock at $50 a share. You think the company is a solid company and you don't mind owning it. You notice that the stock is stuck in a price range of $48 to $52 and it really isn't moving anywhere. This makes this stock a perfect candidate for the covered call strategy. Once you buy the stock, you have two options. Your first option is to do nothing and wait for the stock to break out of its price range. Hopefully, the stock is paying a dividend that you can earn from while you wait. The second option is you could sell a $52 covered call and immediately receive the premium. Let's just say that the premium is 50 cents, which would put $50 of income into your trading account. Remember, when we sell one contract is worth 100 shares. So we multiply the 50 cents times 100. That's where I get the $50. This is an income strategy. Anytime you sell an option, it is an income strategy because income is immediately put into your trading account as soon as that sale happens. Now, if the stock is not above $52 at expiration, the contract will expire worthless and you get to keep the $50 premium and the stock. And then you get to write another covered call on that stock if you choose to do so. However, if the stock is above $52 at expiration, you're going to be called out and you're going to have to sell your 100 shares of XYZ stock at $52 a share. Doesn't matter what XYZ stock is trading at. It could be trading at $55 a share. You will have to sell it at $52 a share. But this is not a negative. It is a plus because remember, you got paid 50 cents on the front end for writing the contract. You paid $50 for the stock. Now you're going to make an additional $2 above your purchase price. So you make in profit $2.50 per share or $250. If you haven't guessed by now, selling a covered call makes you a landlord and you are leasing your stock to a buyer. You give them the right, but not the obligation to buy your stock at a future predetermined price. Now, we want to look at both sides of the coin. So let's look at the other side of the coin and ask ourselves, why would someone want to buy a call? So let's just say that we have investor A, and investor A is bullish on XYZ stock and believes that the stock will be worth $53 to $55 very, very soon. Investor A, however, does not want to spend $5,000 to purchase 100 shares. So instead, investor A buys a $52 call option for 50 cents. So investor A spends $50. And now investor A is leasing $5,000 worth of stock for $50. Fast forward, the stock increases to $55 per share, just like investor A thought it would. So investor A exercises his contract and purchases your now $55 stock for $52. So investor A is purchasing a stock that is trading at $55 for $52. Investor A earns $2.50 in profit, or $250. So how do I come up with the $2.50? Well, the stock is now at $55. Investor A purchased the option to get the stock for $52. So if we subtract 52 from 55, it earns him $3 when he sells the stock. However, we also have to factor in that he paid 50 cents for the contract. So investor A's net profit is $2.50. Investor A has leveraged a $50 investment into $250 worth of profit, which is a 500% return on investment. I want you to let that sink in for a moment. This is the reason why people love purchasing options, the leverage. Investor A spent $50 buying a call option. The call option went up, and now investor A has turned his $50 into $250, which is a 500% return on investment. These high return on investments can be very alluring. However, there's also the other side of the coin. If the stock never increases above the $52, the investor would lose 100% of his premium. So if the stock never goes above $52, investor A loses 100% of the $50 that he paid. So you got to put that into mind as well. Now let's talk about the seller. If you are the seller, because we're talking about selling covered calls. As a call seller, you already own 100 shares of the stock before you actually sell this contract. So you own 100 shares of the stock. If the stock does not go above the strike price of $52, then you get to keep both the stock and the premium, and then you can write another call right behind that. However, if the stock price does go above the strike price, if it goes above the $52, you sell that stock to them at the strike price. So you will lose the potential upside of the $3. Let's just say the stock went to $55 and you wrote the covered call at $52. Well, you lose the potential upside of the $3, but you really don't lose on the trade. Because remember, the seller bought the stock at $50. You bought the stock at $50. And then you sold the covered call for $52. So you earn a guaranteed premium of 50 cents. Plus, if you should get called out, you pick up another $2. Does that make sense? So even though the stock is now trading at 55 and you have to sell at 52, remember you bought the stock at 50. So you still made money. You just didn't make all the money that you possibly could have made without selling that covered call. Okay, so now let's look at a real live example of selling a covered call. I recently wrote a covered call on AT&T. I entered into this contract on Wednesday, July 27th. AT&T was selling for $18.37. So the screenshot that you're looking at might be a little confusing at first glance. So I'm going to clear it up for you. When writing a covered call, if you don't already own 100 shares of the stock, you can do something known as a buy right order. And I did not own 100 shares of AT&T. I didn't have any AT&T. So in order for me to write a covered call on AT&T, I had to first buy it, and then I had to turn around and write the covered call. Well, you can do something known as a buy right order. And what that means is that you can buy the 100 shares and write the covered call contract in one order instead of two. You don't have to first buy the shares and then turn around and sell the covered call. You can do all two items in one order. So what you're looking at here on your screen, I bought AT&T for $18.37. And then I sold the $18.50 covered call for 41 cents. Which made my net debit $17.96. So what does that mean? It just simply means that in reality, I paid $17.96 after my brokerage took out the 41 cents that I earned for writing the covered call contract. We can look at the net debit as my cost basis in this example. we can look at this from another screenshot because they sent me 2 screenshots here. You can see my sell to open order for AT&T, August 26, 1850 call. And you can see that the premium I received was 41 cents. This is still an active contract that is open. August 26 has not gotten here and the contract doesn't expire until August 26. So in the next slide, we're going to look at the numbers and we're going to really kind of break down why I chose AT&T in this strategy. And so AT&T is a dividend stock. So that's something I want you to keep in the back of your mind. And what you're about to discover is how a lot of wealthy people trade while reducing their risk at the same time. Now, I will admit that writing a covered call is a conservative options strategy. However, when you look at the numbers, this type of strategy, you can run year after year after year. And when combined with the cash secured put, man, you have an atomic bomb as a strategy for investing in options. So I bought AT&T stock for $18.37. And then I immediately sold the 1850 covered call. I picked up 41 cents in premium, or $41, which is a 2.2% return on investment. Now, before you laugh, that 2.22%, that's in 30 days. If I annualize that, we're looking at a 26.6% yearly return. Now, if at expiration, AT&T is above $18.50, I'm going to be called out and I will have to sell my 100 shares. However, because I only paid $18.37 for AT&T, I will earn an additional 13 cents per share, which will give me a new return on investment of 2.93%. which annualizes out to 35.2%. Now, another point I want to make is that AT&T pays a dividend yield of approximately 6%. I believe it's probably closer to like 5.9, but let's just say 6% for easy math. So if I own the stock on X dividend date, I also get to keep the dividend. Now, this training isn't about X dividend date. That's in my paid training. But if I have the stock by X dividend date, I also get the dividend. So in a perfect scenario, this trade could give me a return on investment of 32.6 to 41.2% yearly, which means that my money could double every 1.7 to 2.2 years. Now, before I get the haters out there, I know that this trade will not produce exactly the same results each and every month. I know that the annualized figure is just a guesstimate, just an estimate, right? I know that. However, as you can see from this strategy, you can leverage options in a relatively safe and conservative way and earn a great yearly return with very, very little risk. You really should check out covered call writing and cash secured puts as your first strategies when learning how to trade options. Hey, thanks for watching this short presentation. I have covered the big picture in this training. There are a lot of small details that were not spoken of. Those are things that I cover in my paid classes. I hope you enjoyed the training, and all the information presented is for educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence. This is June Collier signing off, saying God bless, take care, and we'll chat with you soon.